been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high, I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories now. The sun's gone down like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't no sugar-coated love. I stay in bed, I still got the feeling that you're next to me. Stuck in my head when lights go off. You're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high, I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories now. The sun's gone down like a river rushing way up above. This ain't no sugar-coated love. This ain't no sugar-coated love. You and me, everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high, I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories now. The sun's gone down like a
Hi, and welcome to Creator Fundamentals. My name is Dan Currier, and I am here to help you deliver your value through online video. Welcome, everyone, to our weekly live stream. For those of you who may be new to the live stream, we do this every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's an opportunity for all of us to hang out, talk YouTube, answer any questions you might have about your YouTube channel. We'll even get into some channel reviews later on in the live stream. I hope everybody is having a good week. Got a little bit of snow. It was quite the commute for me this evening, so might actually limit this live stream to 1 hour. We normally try to go 90 minutes, but I'm thinking about seeing what 60 minutes looks like tonight. So again, if you're new to the live stream, if this is your first time coming and hanging out with us, and you have any questions, just tag me and leave a question in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer the question, do my best to do that for you. Also, consider clicking the subscribe button and the bell notification icon to receive notifications on future videos that can help you deliver your value through online video. Going to jump in the chat here in just a moment, say hello to everybody. Always great to see everybody out there hanging out. A lot of people come in early. Let's jump in the chat and see what's going on. Who's out there? I see Mickey YT, Dilo Flow, Mr. L. We have Video Zeus out there as well. Good to see you. Crazy Yak, Limbanatics Vlog, Sayad Sultan. Good to see you. iGaming 12. Is it Viz? I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that. Visitor? Oh, Visitor. Now I get it. You know, once you sound it out, it makes a lot more sense. Happy Island out there as well. Walk with Shahul. Wizard West, good to see you guys. A lot of familiar faces out there as well as some new ones. So thank you for coming and hanging out with us. And thank you for those who keep coming back to hang out every Wednesday night. We have, let's see, Canny Store, Big Time, Raynell Gaming, Brick Ninja, Mystic Souls, Yum Food. Great to see you again. Thanks for coming and hanging out. How's the weather up there? We have, I think where somebody said like 3 to 5 inches today. And I'll tell you what, and I'll keep going through the chat in a moment, but I normally have a commute home that is 20 minutes from work. For those of you who don't know, I do YouTube part-time. I do all this usually between the hours of 9 o'clock and midnight after working my full-time career. Well, today, coming home, it's a 20-minute commute, but because of the snow and, I don't know, a full moon or a unicorn spotting or whatever it was, it took me 2 hours to make that 20-minute trip. So, that's why I'm just kind of feeling maybe we'll just do 60 minutes tonight and see how that goes. But let's continue along and not miss anybody. Aerial Landscapes out there. Legend TV. Let's Mission Pong. We have Lemons for Breakfast. That'll wake you up. Sure Productions. YouTube expert Joshua Paulino. Good to have you in the stream. Let's see. Who do we miss? Lalita Loca, how you guys doing? Living the cruise life out there. That seems like a fun way to a fun way to live and make a living. So that's pretty cool as well. We have is it VedQ5 TV Video 100 and onward. Donna Jordan. Great to have you guys all here this evening. Regina's Hair Salon, Geeky Heathen, Jalika Castaneda. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Mohar Bangla TV, hello to you as well. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. We was like Chris Conkle Vlogs out there. Great to see you, Chris. Glad to have you hanging out in here. Always good to have you in the stream. Hope everybody is doing well as Chris asks. And almost to the end. Trying to catch up. I just shot past a bunch of tags. All right, cool. I think it's just a bunch of people saying hello back. Great to see everybody. And would I get the 4K hours in 2 years if I stream every day? It really has to do, you know, it is amazing how quickly your mind can change in terms of how difficult 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours are once you start finding the sweet spot of delivering the value to the audience that, you know, giving them what they're looking for. Straight Six fan out there, Dan the Man, great to have you in the stream. Doug Hewson out there as well, great to have you here. So it seems like a big number. It seems really hard to do in terms of whether specifically live streaming. If simply the act of live streaming or the act of creating a video is not necessarily going to get you to any specific totals. Whereas it seemed like a lofty goal when they announced them. by continuing to make content, by being persistent, consistent, and patient, and just focus on the task, keep putting out content, building your body of work. You know, when that requirement came out, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, this channel, Creator Fundamentals, did not meet the requirements. For those of you who have been here a while, you'll know that that kind of changed rapidly with a video specifically about the monetization requirements. But now the channel does both of those requirements in under a month. So it gets over 4,000 watch hours every month. And it's just once you start to build that, and I'm the same person, I'm still doing the same thing I was doing then, but I've been consistent over a period of time and constantly trying to make little improvements. And if you can get in that zone and try to do that, recognize what your audience likes and what they don't, and keep feeding them that, and, you know, evolving as you grow, then you can definitely get to those requirements. If your audience likes the live streams and that's something that they appreciate, the opportunity to engage with them and create that closer connection, then sure, that can definitely help you get closer to those watch time requirements. Live streams are a great way to rapidly increase watch time, because so we have 40 people in here, give or take. That's concurrent watch time. So you have 40 people for however long they stay during the live stream, racking up those watch minutes all together in that really tight window, so you can really rack up watch time in a short period of time. So live streams can definitely help you do that. It's just depending on your audience, you know, what they're looking for and how that live stream works for them. Mission Pong, love your vids, man. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Satisfying ASMR, you Creator Fundamentals, are mods paid? No, mods are not paid. They offer to keep the chat organized out of the kindness of their hearts. I don't know if anybody pays mods when they're like massive, but the reality is, once you get like at this level, you know, we do like 40 to 70 depending on the day in these live streams. Once you get into the hundreds, it become, you know, hundreds and thousands. You look like somebody like MKBHD, who has like 20,000 people in the live stream. It's almost impossible to follow the chat. In fact, those live streams are so big, the real conversation happens with the super chats, because they are the ones that get separated out of the mass, because it's just a massive scrolling wall of text, and there's just no way to have a conversation like that. All right, here. Yum Food, when is summer coming? I don't know, man. I don't know about that groundhog, but I think he was slightly confused, because no sooner did he claim that it's going to be a short winter that it started snowing again, and it's been cold here. And I spent 2 hours driving, no lie, 5 miles an hour for most of those 2 hours. All right, what we got here? YouTube expert Joshua Paulino, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Happy Wednesday to you as well. Glad to be home and done with the Wednesday for the most part in the real world. All right, and let's see, we got it. Oh man, you get almost to the bottom of the chat, and then it throws you down there, and then you miss like 20 different comments, and then you got to scroll back up and find out where you left off. All right, here. Delaflo, hey Dan, is the 12 months how long you have to make the 4,000 watch hours? Also, how many hours would it take for me to do every day to meet that goal? Again, it's more about the value of the content that you're providing than how much time you're putting into it. You know, I know people that are full-timers that have a lot more success than I do, and I know people who are full-timers who don't have who aren't progressing as quickly as I am. And it's not about how much time you're putting in, it's how you're using the time, and, you know, trying to focus on making content that is going to help the most people. When you're able to do that, like if you're doing gaming or something, let me see what, as I recall, I think that is, Yeah, so you're doing like... So, like, for one thing, on your channel, and again, we always have this conversation, whether it's Dilo Flow or Dilo Flow. But yeah, like your channel art, you could really help yourself by showing people what you're making content about. I mean, I see some Grand Theft Auto out there. Again, if you want to rapidly grow your channel and stand out above all the other channels or all the other channels out there, then you definitely... I feel like you've had a channel for longer than the content that I'm seeing on your channel. So I'm not sure if you started a new channel or what happened there, but I would want to make sure that I was focusing on trying to make some actual how-to, some searchable content to mix in with, you know, just doing gameplay, because I think that would really help bring in people and regular views and regular watch time. Brick Ninja, between 3 to 6 inches in East Rochester, New York. Yeah, I heard 3 to 5 inches secondhand. I haven't actually looked at the news and all that stuff. I don't watch a ton of... I don't really watch news anymore. I don't have the TV on a lot. Usually my free time is spent doing this. I'll catch an occasional show, you know, based on what's on at night. But probably the next must-see TV for me will be Game of Thrones when it comes out in April. All right, let's see. And so I saw a question in there. How do you get your channel reviewed? Probably at 9:30 we're going to, or somewhere abouts. If there's not a lot of questions, we'll jump into channel reviews around 9:30. If you have any questions, tag me at Creator Fundamentals in the chat so I can find them. Don't ask questions without tagging me, just because the way it jumps all over the place, when I scroll back to find the questions, it's much easier to find them if I'm tagged. I said that people ask for channel reviews. You can stop asking for channel reviews until we get to 9:30. We're only going to do it for a half hour. Again, then we'll basically make a call, request if you want channel reviews or not, and then anybody who wants to support the channel through Super Chat can get bumped to the line, the front of the line for the channel reviews, and we'll get all those through first, and then do the free ones. All right, here, and West Coast Cajun Cuisine, good afternoon to you as well. Let me catch up. Still figuring it all out. Check out each other channels. All right. Yum food. Yeah, there were accidents all over. Posted due to weather. You know, I didn't see a ton of accidents. I saw like one car off the road, but there seemed like there were, you know, 10,000 extra cars, and everybody was going 5 miles an hour. So it was really a strange thing coming home today. Chris Conco Vlogs, took me 60-ish live streams to get over 50 people there. And let's see. All right, scroll down. Trying to catch up. Can I get any tips on videos, because it usually takes me a week to come up with a video idea, an extra 3 days to upload it. So yeah, so for one thing, the one thing that I would certainly do is don't wait until you want to make a video to think about video ideas. Use something like Evernote. Evernote is a free app. It's also web-based, so you can sign up for a free account on Evernote. You can put the app on your phone, and then you, anytime you think of it, you can go in and say, oh, video idea, and then jot it down in, you know, you can create little notebooks inside Evernote. You can say, okay, these are my video ideas. If you have a video idea, you write it down. When you have some spare time, maybe you're not in the position to make videos, you go in there and say, okay, so I have that video idea. What would be a decent title? And then you can go in and try to do a search on different variations of that title, try to find something that people are actually searching for if you make searchable content, which I highly recommend anytime you are doing content where there's an opportunity to mix in some searchable content, highly recommend it. And then you can kind of organize your ideas. I know a lot of people who have like 100 video ideas ahead of time. I do a lot of pre-planning using Morning Fame to do my keyword research and stuff, and that saves all your individual search results in there. So I use that. I use Evernote to keep track of video ideas, business ideas, different projects that I'm working on that I want to do to expand beyond the content here on YouTube. So I definitely recommend Evernote as a way to kind of get ahead of the game, so that then when you are ready to actually record a video, it's not, okay, well, let me think of an idea, let me flesh out the idea, let me write down some bullet points, and by then maybe the thrill is gone, you don't want to make a video. If you have a bunch of ideas laid out that you've kind of put together in times when you weren't in a position to actually record, then you already have it, you take a look at your notes, you're like, okay, I'm going to talk about this with these 3 things, pop in front of the camera, boom, 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 and then you have a video. The more that you can kind of plan ahead to do that stuff, the better it's going to be, and the more it'll help you. I just saw, let's see, Dan, thoughts and comments on the site remonetized.org. Now you're going to make me look up remonetized.org, because I have never heard of remonetized.org. Is this like a new... supporting creativity? Is there like an about section? Like, what's their deal? All I really see is videos with like no information about what's going on and why. Yeah, I'm not really sure. So here's the deal with sites like that. First of all, if I was trying to launch a new video platform like that, there have been other ones, and the names escape me because inevitably they all die. There is anybody who tries to start a new video platform is kind of so far behind the curve with regards to YouTube. With all the problems that people encounter on YouTube, there is no other site out there that is even close to what YouTube provides. There may be sites out there in the short term that try to offer more money or incentives to attract people, but they're probably involved in trying to set up like a loss leader, or taking a hit on the front end with the idea that they can grow an audience, because it's you're looking at a platform with, what do they say it is? It's like 400 hours of content uploaded every minute. It's insane, the sheer size and volume of YouTube. Here, catch up here. Wicked Fabs, welcome. MK Show TV. All right. Just all right. So we covered that one. I've been thinking about doing commentary on games. Do you have any tips on how to do this? Yeah, I mean, I guess it would depend on what you mean by commentary on games. Like if you're doing reviewing games, or you're doing like let's play type material, like, here's the deal with gaming. people like to say, people will take something and say, oh, I can't do a gaming channel because gaming is too saturated. There's too many people in the space. The reality is what's saturated is people who just want to play games, record it, and think that makes a YouTube channel. We've saturated the hell out of that. You actually have to really think about strategy. Think about what will set you apart from other people. And unless you have the most amazing, stellar personality that people are just absolutely captivated by, the idea that you could just play a game and talk is probably not going to be enough to set yourself apart from other channels. So you really need to think about how to get some attention, how to bring in an audience. Like I said, that how-to content for any game that you enjoy playing, you know how to do stuff because you've been playing it a while. Simple things. Take a process or, just fundamentally simple task that you know how to do because you played the game long enough. How to find a certain thing, how to use a certain weapon. Just little things that people go, oh, hey, oh man, I've been trying to play this game for an hour and I can't figure out how to do XYZ. Let me see if there's a video on it. You take the content that you're making and you make those little quick how-to videos and you make them searchable and you put them out there. That'll bring in a ton of traffic and, include calls to action and get people to subscribe to your channel. And then they're like, hey, that's the guy who taught me how to do this. That makes them more interested in wanting to watch you play the game and talk about it and that kind of thing. So I think there is, still opportunity in every niche. And I don't think that I don't think there's any niche that's oversaturated. Mission Pong is uploading more often better for your channel or not. Again, it depends on your audience. It depends on the type of content that you're making. Like if you're doing full-blown illustrations, obviously you're not going to put out one of those every day. If you're doing daily vlogs, obviously it makes sense to do those more frequently or that type of content. But no, I don't think that just simply putting out, because here's the deal. If you put out one video a week and then you change it to 3 videos a week, a lot of your audience is not going to click on every single video and watch 3 videos a week. They might skip one, they might skip 2. So you're putting out more content, and if it's searchable content, if it's content that grows over time, evergreen content, versus trying to just capture somebody's attention in the short term, then that has value. But if you're putting out content that your audience can't get behind because there's too much of it or it's outside your schedule, it's not necessarily just going to make your channel grow. So more content isn't always better. And I've certainly experimented with this where I try to do at least 1 video a week and the live stream. On weeks that I have done 3 videos in a live stream, they don't necessarily perform better across that week just because I did more videos. Motivation Theory, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Just catching these comments. Let's see. Brick Ninja, Nick Nimmin makes awesome videos. Yes, Nick Nimmin does make awesome videos. Harley, exactly, Dan. Explaining things is better than gameplay. I was trying to learn a game the other day and searched for how-to, and all I found were gameplay that didn't explain anything. Yeah, and that's, there's a super opportunity there. If you can provide value, then you can make a channel work. Absolutely. If you just want to do a channel that's like super lazy and it's just recording you, doing just sitting around making video games, and I know that may be painful for some people to hear, but then you kind of get what you get, and it's probably not a ton of growth in that case. If you really want to focus on how to grow the channel, how to do the right things, how to optimize your brand, and create brand awareness, and design a channel that's cohesive so your thumbnails and your channel art and your icon all work together to identify who you are and what you're about, those are the channels that excel. And that's not to say that there aren't the one-offs, just somebody that's super charismatic and their channel grows, but that is not the, you can't just hope people really, 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 really like your personality and not do any of the other stuff that can help your channel grow. The Predictor, welcome to the live stream. All right. I'm having more than 4 topics now. I'm confused how to properly take each topic. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have 4 different topics on a single channel. I would try to focus in on a specific niche and continue to provide content on that topic. All right, I need to catch up here. Christopher, 640 and growing. Congrats to you. And I see Chris Hollett out there. Hello. Salvatore Vinciguerra. King Kaza 96. Hello to you. West Coast Cajun Cuisine. Now it's working. Thanks for your content, Dan. Your advice seems to be working for me. Awesome. Great to hear. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. And for those of you who noticed in the lower right-hand corner, West Coast Cajun Cuisine just took over the Stream Boss. Stream Boss is just an additional thing we do here on the channel during the live streams that gives you an opportunity to get a little more attention on your channel above and beyond Super Chat. If you're not familiar with Super Chat, as you can see, the comment has the dollar amount there, and it's highlighted in a color. Plus, it gets tacked to the top of the screen. Depending on the amount that you contribute to the channel, it determines how long it stays tacked to the top of the screen there. Plus, the Stream Boss, as you can see next to his name, he has 100 health points. Each time somebody contributes a super chat, for each dollar that gets contributed, it does 10 points of damage to that total. And when that gets down to 0, whoever it is that took him down to 0 replaces him with their channel, and then your channel stays there for the live stream until somebody knocks you down. So thank you so much to West Coast Cajun Cuisine for the super chat. I do appreciate it. Got a lot of stuff coming up. We, like I said, I'm going to, in March, a couple weeks away now, we're heading to San Diego social media marketing world. So we'll put all that money to use to pay for that, trip. All right. Have a good night, Brick Ninja. Kevin Boston says, and if you're Canadian, you won't be the stream boss. Well, you gotta account for it's based on $1 for 10 points in US dollars, and the Canadian exchange rate makes a Canadian dollar worth a little bit less than a US dollar. So Canadians might want to throw in an extra dollar more than they think to actually dethrone the stream boss. All right. Mystic Souls, what's your take on the new rules? Geez, there's been so many changes recently, it's kind of hard. Which rules are you talking about? So we have the community guideline changes. I think overall, I think they're good. You know, it's funny, I still get people, so community guideline strikes occur when you don't follow the rules, and I still see people who comment that think that the rules aren't fair, that 3 strikes you're out is not enough, and now it's really 4 strikes you're out, because the next occurrence of something that would result in a community strike, they're going to give you a warning. Then they're going to give you your first strike. The first strike now shuts you off from making content for a week. That includes live streams, whereas it used to be, I believe, 30 days unable to make live streams. And then it's it bumps up to 2 weeks, and then 3 strikes, you're out, channel terminated. I actually think that's more than generous. If you're legitimately following the rules, then there's no reason you should ever get to multiple strikes. Now, I understand there's false positives, and that's kind of separate, a separate issue to deal with. Hopefully, we don't have a ton of those, but if you ever do fall into a situation where you're getting strikes that you don't deserve, and you believe that you're not, violating the rules, there are opportunities to reach out to people on. You can reach out to @TrustedFlagger on Twitter and explain your situation and try to get some help there. But definitely don't just sit around and be like, woe is me. Definitely try to reach out and get it taken care of as quickly as possible so your channel can be restored before it's gone forever. So Yum Food, how many videos do you suggest before? I would make, when you create your first video, I'd create a playlist and put it in it. What I normally would say, though, is before you add that playlist to your home screen, I would want to have at least 5 on it, just so you're not leaving a bunch of blank space on your home screen. So definitely, you can make playlists that don't have any videos in them, and they'll just sit on the playlist screen and not bother anybody until you fill them up, and then you can display them proudly on your home screen once you get them all filled in. All right, here. All right. Let's see. And hey, guys, real quick, this live stream is sponsored by TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is the #1 browser plugin for managing and growing your YouTube channel. It's available to download for free, and there's a link in the description below, or you can go to trytubebuddy.today and sign up for a free account. Definitely worth it. If you guys have never tried TubeBuddy, you know, definitely download the free version. You sign up for it. It's actually a plugin that integrates with like your Chrome browser, or I think it's you know, Firefox or other browsers, and it provides you with additional tools in line when you actually upload a video on a desktop, and just gives you a bunch of little features that kind of help you optimize your process, make you more efficient at uploading videos, and you know, doing keyword research. You can make custom thumbnails in it as well. So a lot of cool features there that come with the free version. Definitely check it out if you have not done so yet. And as I mentioned, you can get that. You can go to trytubebuddy.today and sign up for a free account on that. So definitely worth it indeed. All right, here. Sure, production's doing well. Hey.com, how's it going? Yay, TubeBuddy. Great to have you pop into the live stream. Good to see you. All right, guys. So last call for questions. If I don't see any more questions pop up, tagging creator fundamentals, we're going to jump into some channel reviews. Now, as I mentioned before, the way we're going to do channel reviews right now, if you would like to have your channel reviewed, tag Creator Fundamentals. So you put the @Creator Fundamentals and then space and then the name of your channel. Make sure you're signed in to your channel that you actually want to be reviewed, because I access your channel by clicking on the 3 dots next to your name and going to channel. So if you're not logged in as the channel, make sure you switch to that channel before you ask for the channel review. So again, if you want a channel review, tag me, let me know in the chat. I'll try to get to as many as possible. As I mentioned, we're going to try to go a little bit shorter tonight than normal. If you do want to hop to the front of the list on the channel reviews, you can certainly do so with Super Chat. Do appreciate it. It'll all go to good use. Invest all that money back into trips like Social Media Marketing World that helps me collect additional information and insight and bring it back to you guys and make free content that helps you deliver your value with online video. So going to give you guys a couple minutes to tag that and identify if you would like a channel review, and then we will jump into those after I assemble a list. All right. Let's see here. Well, Wizard West, yeah, you know, Wizard West is saying your camera's shaking. It's actually I have my webcam on the top of my monitors. I have two 32-inch televisions that are actually my monitors, and they are on one of those dual arm things that's actually attached to the desk. And they kind of, if I lean on the desk, which I have a horrible habit of doing, it makes the monitor shake, which in turn leads to the shaking of the thing there. So all right, here. Oh, got a bunch of people tagging in there. Also see some super chats. All right, here. Let's see what we got going on. And try to get these in the proper order. Wizard West, please give me a solid review. I just I just rode coast to coast on bicycle with no income and documented I made the changes you suggested last week. All right, so we'll get you up there. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. Bam Bam and Kit, let me know. I'm confused by the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I'm assuming you want a channel review. So we will get you up there as well. And then Sergio, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that as well. Throw you up on the list, and we will check out everything here. Okay, cool. And all right. Ah, I see. I'm assuming you're using mobile Bam Bam and Kit. Kind of a funky setup the way they do that. But I definitely got you guys on the list. And now let me scroll back here real quick and see, grab some others, some other channels. Go to channel, get you on there. All right. And here, if I've reviewed your channel in previous live streams, and you've requested another review in this live stream, comment to me and tell me what you've changed, because if it's the same identical channel and you haven't made any changes from the last review, it doesn't make sense to try to review your channel again. I know people like to see their channels on the screen, but the reality is it's not going to give you guys a ton of, you know, attention or visibility and stuff like that. So we'll try to save the channel reviews for people that we haven't looked at yet, or people that we've looked at previously who have actually implemented some changes, so that we can take a look at those and make sure they're heading in the right direction. So we're going to try not to shake the camera anymore, and then I'm going to go and grab some channels to add to the mix here. That one. All right. And okay. One, two, three, four, five, and give me a couple minutes to kind of organize this list. Okay, and let's see what we got here. Four, five, six, seven. All right, I'm going to grab one more. And then we will okay. So let's get started and work on the ones we have, and then I will we'll see how fast we get through these and see if we'll add any more. Racer League, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I'm assuming that is for a channel review. So we're going to get you added to the group of super chatters there. All right. And get everybody else going here so we can take a look. All right. Channel review is up. That looks good. And then we want to bring up. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So the first channel that we are going to take a look at is Wizard Wes. If you'd like to think outside the box, subscribe now, please. So I know we had this conversation last time we looked at your channel, and I know you kind of had some abstract stuff going on in that channel art, and you also mentioned that you did the bike trip coast to coast, and I think you might have definitely one thing here that I see. Don't put quotes in your I mean, they'll probably be ignored by search, but you don't need to put quotes in the titles of your videos. I would not do that. I don't know if those were older. I don't see any recent ones like that, but just an FYI there. So, as far as thumbnails go, way too much stuff going on in this thumbnail. Coast to coast completed. You're kind of trying to tell your entire story on your thumbnail, and that's not the purpose of your thumbnail. The thumbnail is to capture somebody's attention. You know, this is kind of like trying to put the entire book on the cover. Homeless guy crosses the country on a bicycle over 4,000 miles and still going. So again, your thumbnail wants to, you know, capture attention. So in something like this, maybe you take a scene or something of interest out of the trip that's in your vlog. And my cat is tearing the joint up here off camera because that's what Buddy does. And you really want to evoke some type of emotion from your audience and get them to want to look at the video. Now, I think one of the things that we had talked about is that you might have had like episodes in the front of your titles, if I remember. I'm not sure if that was you or not, but in any event, that seems to be resolved. Epic views and monsoons. I mean, you're basically working on a kind of a vlog type situation, and the trip has already been completed. I might have had different advice for you prior to your trip on how to kind of maximize the attention on each one of your videos and how to kind of plan your content around a particular storyline or you know, a focus of a video to kind of make it all tie into each other. I'm curious now that you've completed the trip what your content on your channel is going to be. But the reason that I wanted to touch on that is I feel like your channel art is still not really explaining life to me is magical. True wizard never stops learning. I still have trouble, like, since you've completed that and you're potentially, I don't know if you have back, you know, more footage from your trip. I don't know what to expect from your channel. Like, if we go to the content itself, obviously you're kind of doing a vlog all about your trip, but now what? Like, what's the next chapter in your story? And I just want to look at your thumbnails and see how you're doing this. So, I mean, just as an example, nothing just happens. This is my dream. The question is, does this thumbnail represent the focus of your video? You want to evoke some type of emotion with your thumbnail to get them to want to watch the video. You know, like road impassable, and maybe, let's see, not every day was perfect. Make it work. And really try to, like, instead of just you're riding through the Mojave on a bicycle, again, trying to capture that emotion, identifying something of interest to pique interest, you know, suspense or thriller or highs or lows, something that people will want to find out what happened next in the story. Kind of a cliffhanger type of approach when you're dealing with content like this that's vlog content. You're going to have some people who just are watching you as you go along the ride, but when you're trying to bring in a new audience, there has to be some sizzle that they can kind of go, ooh, that looks interesting. I want to see what happens next. You do that by kind of creating leading titles and stuff, or making those thumbnails that capture their attention, show something suspenseful, pose a question to them that makes them need to watch the video to see what happens next or what the thumbnail means. Versus just general, like this is just a dark picture, can't really tell what's going on there. So just keep that in mind as you continue to make content. Again, I don't really know what you're going to be making content about from this point forward. It's just a very, very general, and I think it might be too general for people to really make the decision about whether they want to subscribe to the channel, because it's hard to know what you're doing. And I definitely wouldn't make the primary focus of your channel art the request to subscribe. But I just think there's an opportunity to really write down in 2 sentences what you're making content about, and that'll really help you try to focus in on that and kind of set the course for future content. All right. Next channel up is Sergio 45. So the one thing I would say about your channel art, and this is kind of a common thing, especially when you go out and have somebody else do your channel art, they like to wow you with putting social media icons in your channel art. If you are focused on trying to grow on YouTube, you definitely don't want to fill your channel art with information that leads them to other platforms. I would get rid of these altogether. Daily dose of motivation, that's pretty straightforward. Again, you can use your channel links over here to create another subscribe link that sends them back to your channel. I don't know if these are all talking head videos, but I would try to get something going on in here a little bit more than what appears to be screen prints, and start getting your custom thumbnails together. Let's see, videos. So it looks like a lot of talking head type content. So you really want to find a way to spice up the videos that you're making by creating custom thumbnails and giving some incentive to watch your videos. Like without your titles, these are all identical, and there's really nothing special going on. The thumbnail doesn't communicate any type of message. You really need to think about, if you were the person just scrolling through a bunch of videos with so many options to choose from, and you just saw a video that said !family, would that prompt you? Would that intrigue you in any way to want to watch a video about somebody else's family? Or, how could you... So family, what does that mean? What are you specifically talking about? Are you going to recap a story about your family, or why they're important to you, or something funny that they did, or how sometimes it's a struggle to get along with certain family members? You want to kind of, go down the path of starting to tell that story without actually getting to the, the punchline or the, the ultimate message of the story. You want to kind of tease them with it to get them to watch your content. And again, if you're just doing like daily dose of motivation, I would try to look for things that people are searching for in relation to, motivation in family or motivation in teamwork. Find the typical search terms that people are using when trying to find those types of videos, and then try to incorporate them into your video, and how you structure your video, how you structure the metadata, so you can tell YouTube what your video is about, and they'll have a better chance of getting it in front of people that want to see it. And again, you got your picture right here. You're in your videos and your thumbnails, which are just the screen prints. Not sure what you're recording on there, but I would try to make sure you're consistent with the landscape video that fits the screen. That almost looks like a square video or a vertical video forced into, the landscape mode there. So I would make sure you're consistent on that front as well. And Playlist, check out playlists. Thanks for the like. College, adding value. Yeah, really kind of try to break down, like, did I get accepted? And I don't know if this is updated 3 days ago. Like, did I get accepted doesn't really, I don't know that that really lends itself to your daily dose of motivation. To me, when I see your daily dose of motivation, I'm expecting a video a day that simply, you know, shares a motivational quote or a motivational story, which I don't necessarily tie to a video about whether or not you got accepted. You know what I mean? You know, so instead of did I get accepted, I didn't give up and this happened, or I tried my hardest and can't believe what happened next. You know, without going into the realm of clickbait, you obviously want to be true to what it is that you're talking about in your thumbnail, but at the same time, you have to create interest to get people to want to watch those videos, especially people who don't know you. You got to be able to pull them off of YouTube after they just randomly find your content and get them to want to take a look at what you're doing and look at other videos that you're making. All right, next one up here is Bam Bam and Kit. And I'm not really jumping in chat, trying to motor through these to get as many done as possible for you guys. So I'll have to see any feedback you have after we get through a few of them, but make sure I'm not shaking my camera too much here. So Bam Bam and Kit, definitely a vibrant channel art. Bam Bam and Kit, all things art, toys, games, music, and play. Seems like a kid-focused or a kid-oriented channel, which can certainly be a bit of a challenge these days, given the changes that YouTube is making. Hopefully that all works out for you. But generally speaking, I see toys. I see what appears to be a family of 4 based on the icons across the top of the screen. Let's see how we're actually doing our individual very eye-catching thumbnails. I'm not seeing a ton in terms of branding that really consistently identifies your thumbnails as yours. You have an opportunity here. So, you know, best day ever. On their own, they're all, you know, pretty intriguing thumbnails, but, you know, try to find a way to include your branding. If that's your icon, you know, the little face there, maybe get it in the lower left-hand corner. Find some consistent place to put it so people can easily identify your thumbnails as belonging to your channel to help develop your brand, make people aware of you and your content, and be able to immediately recognize that your videos are yours. But each one on its own, they seem easy to read. They're, you know, certainly high contrast and would draw attention to themselves. Let's see how we got our channel art here. And so we got uploads. Yeah, so you definitely want to come in here. If you're in the new version, you might have to click on Customize Channel, and you come down here and you click on Add Section, and then you want to add single horizontal playlists, get your content listed here. I prefer to replace the uploads with like a latest from the channel kind of playlist that you can add a description to, which is going to allow you to potentially get that playlist to show up in search results and give one more opportunity for people to find your content. But, you know, get as many different playlists listed out here as you can, so when people come to your channel, they see a bunch of different examples and at a glance can potentially find something that catches their eye and causes them to watch more of your videos and perhaps make that decision to click the subscribe button. So, about section, Bam was created by a father and daughter tag team to help motivate kids use their creative freedom to their fullest potential. Okay. Started a little over a year ago. Let me just check something here real quick. 18. All right, so the biggest thing that I see is a lack of consistency. And that can really hurt a channel, because I'm actually surprised looking at what you have here and then looking at the fact that you've been around for a year and that you're only I think it was like 17,000 views and 399 subscribers. That kind of surprised me. But looking back at your track record in terms of how you were uploading, 11 months, skipped 2 months, and then you did 2 videos, and then 1 video the next month, 1 video the next month, skipped a whole month, and then that, and then skipped 3 months, did a couple videos, a bunch of videos, 4, 5 videos 2 months ago. 1, 2, 3. So I don't know if you recently started to do like 1 video a week. Hopefully that is the case. 1 month, one. Well, let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3. And then a whole week got skipped. Yeah, I would definitely just try to find a more consistent schedule. Definitely, you know, if you're in a situation where you have these little clumps of content where, you know, hey, maybe I can make like 4 videos this week and then not be able to do it for a couple weeks, schedule your videos out. Make a commitment to say, hey, I can do 1 video or 2 videos a week. And then if you're able to make extra videos, don't release them all in a big bunch and then take a month off. You know, create your videos, either put them away until you're ready to upload them, or upload a couple of them and release one and schedule one for the following week, just so you have that consistent flow of videos that people can become familiar with and start to look for future videos. All right, gonna jump in the, give me 2 seconds here. All right. All right, let's see what we got next here. And alrighty, let's see. All right. So the next one I have here is Racer League. I'm assuming this is a video game channel based on what I'm seeing here. If we go to the About section, Rectified Automotive Circuit Entertainment Racing League, or Racer League for short. Basically creating like a simulated race league. Let's see. And then you're kind of doing recaps of them. So the biggest thing that stands out about this is, and I want to see race. I feel like you're like this race 8 in Lowe's in Chicago. I feel like this can be more about the imagery and less about which race it is. I would probably try to make sure that the image was the highlight. Like I would hopefully have a much closer view of the car itself and this, and kind of make these more subtle. Because right now they're kind of your eye is drawn to them instead of the action that should be going on in your thumbnails. You know, like this is a lot more interesting. And if you wanted to do like this format and then do these race things, you could do race in smaller letters up here, and maybe, you know, where it is right there without putting a block background behind it and that sort of thing. So that would be the the goal there. I also feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect between what this looks like here and what's in your icon. So I would try to find some consistency with that, because there's got this little SE looking curve here that I don't really see represented up top. All right. All right, so next channel is 100 and onward. What happened here? That's kind of weird. All right, so my thought is, and I'm trying to make sure that it's not me, but it looks like this channel art is not optimized for YouTube. Just because I see something up here that looks like a weight loss vlog, but I can only see the bottom letters of it. So it looks like it might not have been set up for actual YouTube. I can also see that the 100 and onward is too wide to fit on mobile. So it's going to get cut off when people look at your channel on their mobile devices, which is probably at least 50% or more of the people who look at your channel. So you want to get that figured out. If you can actually go to, if you've never seen the template to create channel art for YouTube, you can go to creatorfundamentals.com and click on Tools, I believe it is, at the top of the screen. And there's a link where you can download the actual template. And it shows you the different areas of what displays on different devices and where you have to kind of put all of your stuff so it displays properly on, you know, tablets and mobile devices and that kind of thing. So definitely check that out, kind of tweak that. Otherwise, I see the orange and the green up here. That's consistent with what your icon is. Biggest thing I see about the icon, there's a bunch of tiny text in there that nobody can see. So I'd probably do away with that and try to just expand on the 100 and onward, make that a little bit bigger. I see you kind of have the little dumbbell here. I might incorporate that in your channel art as well for consistency, and then get that in your actual videos. Color-wise, you're doing pretty good with the, you know, maintaining the color scheme and bringing it down into your thumbnails. Biggest thing I'll say about your thumbnails is there's too much text and the text is way too small. Really try to make only use text when it is adding something that isn't obvious from the title and the thumbnail. So like here, we're talking featuring Keto Mama. So I don't know how important the food is in the background, but you pretty much can't tell what's going on in the background because of these things. So I would try to refrain from using as much text as you're using, so you can make bigger text and make sure that that text is bold and easy to read, high contrast, so people can actually see it when you use it and when it's needed. I would try to find some consistency in terms of always use the same font and color scheme, again, for branding, to make people aware that it's your content. You have like a bunch of different varieties here. This almost looks like you're using a site like Canva that offers a bunch of different, you know, like templates, and you're trying out all of them. That's, you know, with you got this down here and then the little box in the middle, you know, all in themselves are potentially clean and a good thing to use. But when you're using a bunch of different ones, it kind of loses something in the whole branding attempt. So I would try to get some consistency in all of those. And then again, with your videos, as you create videos, get more playlists, get those playlists listed across your screen, get as many thumbnails on display as possible so people can get an understanding of your content and decide whether they'd like to subscribe to your channel. All right, and let's see what's going on here. Alrighty, and so this next one up is Mission Pong. So my initial thought based on the channel art is that it is ping pong related, and that combined with the videos. And the icon, I like the icon with the silhouettes. The one thing I would say about your icon or your channel art is it is kind of grainy and fuzzy. It strikes me as a picture that's not really big enough or clear enough for channel art. I would kind of like to see a picture kind of like your silhouettes here, and just do a nice high contrast channel art that identifies, you know, you can tell based on the image that it is ping pong related, or at least you probably can, depending on how you frame that. If you can get the table in there as well, that would look really cool. But try to get some, and again, because it's not really formatted for channel art, you know, the stuff that you really need to see to identify ping pong, like the ping pong, whatever they call them, rackets. What is it called in ping pong? In any event, you can just barely see them here because I assume that part of this picture is cut off because this picture wasn't put together specifically for channel art. So we're talking about ping pong. That is, we play ping pong. So again, if you want to do a YouTube channel about ping pong, let me look at your videos. You have an amazing opportunity there to do instructional content above and beyond just doing entertainment, like how to get 1,000 followers in a week. Don't know what that has to do with ping pong. Reading hilarious comments. So complete disconnect between the content that you're making and what your branding suggests. So, and I see this all the time. People are like, hey, a lot of people are interested in how to do this or how to grow on this and how to do that. And then they just make videos that don't, you really need to focus on a niche. You need to write down what you're making content about. You need to be consistent in that and stay in your lane. You don't want to just go, oh, that's a cool topic. That's a shiny object. Let me make a video about it. We got how to get thousands of followers in a week on Instagram. And then I saw down here some $1,000, guess the price challenge, how to get more views on YouTube in 2019. Again, you don't want to, like, if you have a passion for making educational content like this, then by all means go for it, create a channel and focus on it, but don't make that kind of content on a channel like this that suggests it might be about ping pong, but I've yet to come across a ping pong video. So you really have an opportunity there to kind of get all of your thoughts in a row and get them all focused on one message, and then stay consistent on that message and make content that revolves around that single niche, that single topic of focus for your channel. I mean, we have card tricks followed by YouTube growth, followed by Instagram growth, followed by, you know, getting kicked out of a bowling alley. So you're kind of all over the place there, which is fine if you're not interested in growing. But if you want to grow, if you really want to, like you see other channels and they are growing considerably faster than yours, you definitely don't want to compare. But those are the types of things that successful channels do that are focused on actual growth. All right, here. All right, here. We are past the 10 o'clock mark. I'm going to grab a couple more here. Let's see. All right. So this next channel, jeonline.store, head always up, faith, motivation, empowerment, success. So let's see what we got for about here. All right. So I'm a little confused by what you have going on in your channel art. I get a motivation thing going on here. Head always up. I get that. Faith, motivation, empowerment, success. I get that. And then I have jeonline.store. That totally throws me off. For one, if you're trying to focus on growing a brand on YouTube, I would not, I'm assuming that's a URL, that's a website of yours. I would get that out of your channel art. You don't want to push people from YouTube to other places when your focus is on growing on YouTube. Definitely need to get an about section that explains what your channel is about. And that's also a great exercise for really focusing in your content. Try to write 2 sentences that that clearly explain the type of content that people can expect on your channel. Doing that exercise is going to help you to really think about it and understand what you want to make videos about, and kind of get you in that mode, so you have consistency in your message. You afraid of your giants? God is bigger than your problems. Your words have power. Bishop TD takes. Are you stressing? Don't worry. Christian motivation. Okay. So I'm assuming that like Bishop TD takes is kind of like a series that you're trying to do on the channel. I feel like you have a lot on some of these with all the little slashes. You kind of got a bunch of different thoughts you're trying to cram into one title here. Typically, the best way to title a video, especially one that has any type of searchable content, or in this case, you're not really making searchable content, but you know, I get the Christian motivation, but you're kind of, you have is, you know, are you stressing? Here's my series. This is also a video about Christian motivation. You don't necessarily need to squeeze all of that into your title. You want your title to just get people to watch the video. You know, looking at these last few videos, I think you have an opportunity to kind of stress in your channel art what, you know, and then again with the JE Online 01, when you get to 100 subscribers and you can make a custom name, think about a name that really exemplifies what you're trying to focus on your channel. Whenever possible, if you can make a name that actually communicates, one, your branding, but also the niche that you're focused on. You know, just as an example, if JE is something that you, or I don't know what the JE is for. I see the Bishop TD, so I don't know if we have different people. So John Ellis, I'm assuming, is what the JE is. You know, if you had a channel name like JE Faith and Motivation, or Motivation Based in Faith, or, you know, something that where the name of your channel helps people to clearly understand what they can expect on your channel, that can go a long way in helping to build your brand and grow your audience. So just some things to think about there. Again, on your thumbnails, all the little text, not really worth including because people can't read it anyway because it's too small. Again, half your audience, if not more, is going to be looking at this on a mobile device. And when you put tiny little words on thumbnails, people can't see them. It just adds clutter, and it kind of clouds the message that you're going for there. You know, and again, like on these, if you have, like, see this one with the face covering up, this is a much better job of kind of conveying an emotion with your words have power than something like this that's just do not worry, you know, with not a lot of emotion going on the thumbnail that communicates the do not worry or the stress that you're talking about in the thumbnail. So again, anytime you can tap into the emotion that you're trying to have a conversation about, there's power there in getting people to act and actually watch your content. All right, here. See Cricket in the chat. Good to see you, Cricket. All right, so let's see. So I see some general comments in the chat, and a lot of times people will come into the chat and they'll be like, "Hey, how do I make my channel better?" The three things that I focus on are being patient, being consistent, and being persistent. That has to do with committing to making content on a regular schedule, focusing on a particular topic as much as possible to get that focus as tight as possible. So as you start to gain subscribers, as you grow your community, people know what to expect in terms of future content. If you're all over the place and you're just making whatever kind of videos you want to make, then there's a disconnect. Somebody signs, hey, it's like, hey, I really dig that cat video you did, and then tomorrow you're fixing a car. The next day you're doing a makeup review. There's a complete disconnect between what you gave to them in the beginning that caused them to want to follow you, and then what you followed it up with. So you definitely want to be consistent in the type of content that you're making, but also be consistent in the frequency with which you make it. Again, we talked about that earlier with one of the channels. Instead of doing clumps of videos, try to find a schedule that you can maintain on a consistent basis. Maybe that's 1 video a week, 2 videos a week. Maybe if you're doing like something that's a little more involved, like animation, it can be, a video every 2 weeks or whatever the case is. So you definitely want to be consistent, and you need to be willing to put the work in. That's where the patience comes in. What I say is be willing to spend a year doing this, doing 100 videos, a year worth of work without any type of rewards. If somebody could tell you right now that in 3 years you would have a channel that could financially support itself and provide you with a decent income, I think most people would take that, but you have to be willing to do the work between now and then. It's not going to be like, hey, let me make 3 videos and then make $1 million in ad revenue. There is a process involved. It can be fun and enjoyable. I don't know what you guys do for a living right now, but if you had the option to make videos for a living, I think a lot of people might take that, especially people who've already chosen to be creators on YouTube. So that is definitely generally across the board how I would approach growing on YouTube, regardless of the niche that you're in or what you are planning on making content about. Focused as possible and consistency in your process and your content, and then just strive to get a little bit better each time. Don't ever stress yourself out about your video not being good enough that stops you from uploading, but you upload a video, say, oh yeah, the sound doesn't sound really good there. Maybe next time I'll try to make the sound a little bit better. Maybe I'll move the mic closer to me, or I'll turn off the fan. Things like that, little things to constantly improve over time, and you'll be amazed where you can get in a not so long period of time in the grand scheme of things. All right. All right, definitely saw some people that showed up to the live stream late. For those of you who've been in since the beginning, I mentioned that I was only going to do 60 minutes tonight. We are about an hour and 20 minutes at this point. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out in the live stream. If you were new to the live stream, if you didn't get your channel reviewed, you can definitely join us every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, where we do this. We'll show up once again next Wednesday, 9 p.m. to hang out, answer any questions that you have. If you got a review this time, definitely try to put some of those ideas into play. Think about how to improve your channels. If this was your first live stream and you'd like to receive notifications on future live streams and videos that can help you deliver your value through online video, consider clicking the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you don't miss a thing. If you want a chance to win a free one-on-one coaching session, video chat with me, you can follow the link that I'm putting in the chat right now. And that's creatorfundamentals.com/register to sign up for the Creator Fundamentals mailing list. That'll put you in the running. Each month I select one person on the list to receive that free one-on-one half-hour coaching session where we talk one-on-one, focused all on your channel, what you're trying to accomplish, talk about some content strategy and how to tighten up your branding and that sort of stuff. So if that's something that interests you, definitely follow that link and register for that. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all the super chat to help help the channel and support those trips we're going to be making out to San Diego and then Los Angeles later in the year when we head over to Vid Summit. So awesome to have you guys. Great hanging out with you as always. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.